Yo, what up? It's Donut, and you tuning in to all your Illuminati news. In today's video, we got a mastermind decode. Something strange is happening all over the place, and we got a what was it called? A home run grand slam team with us today. Paranoid American,
Star-studded. We got a star-studded cast.
Stars, Decoding with Cody. Ball don't lie. How is everybody doing?
Pretty good.
I'm doing good. Doing good, Donut. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
So this is all over the dang internet, and it stemmed from Ball Don't Lie and Decoding with Cody. I woke up to just a ton of messages on my Twitter of this movie called Snake Eyes and its connection to the event that just went down with Charlie Kirk. So Decoding with Cody will be better at breaking this down, but in this movie, right in the beginner, it has the name Tyler, September 10th, or it could be a 19, the executioner, and the guy's name who gets executed is Charles Kirkland, and he gets blasted in the neck. I mean, that is crazy, and it's all stemming from your guys' video. And I mean, this went super mainstream. I think I even got some of the articles up on where it's all over the news, but it sort of makes sense though, because right here where it says September 10th, that's the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. On Wikipedia, yesterday, it said on the night of September 10th, during the tropical storm Jezebel, that's when this is taking place. But today it's been updated to September 19th. Now, this movie, Believe Everything Except Your Eyes, which is kind of interesting because we are entering next month. The Orb Will See You Now. This was released May 27th for the summer solstice. And in this article, it says there's going to be a deluge with the 1 to 800,000 digit binary number, that we're not going to know the difference between reality and fiction on the internet, which is bringing in the digital ID. And that's coming up in November, in just a couple months. So what's your thoughts on this Decoding with Cody, or anybody, but Decoding with Cody breaks this down much better than I would be able to.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Donut. And I really think that it's great to see that this got out there like it did. And again, as you mentioned, this all stemmed from a late night stream on Eye to Eye podcast with me, Rambo, and AJ. And what happened was we found somebody in our chat named Bernardo had left us a comment and told us that this movie had a guy named Charles Kirkland get shot. And we got off the stream and then posted a video about it. And the next day, what do you know? The whole internet was talking about it. And a few other things that make this pretty interesting is not only do you have Tyler in there, which of course it's always good to mention that Tyler is the one that guards the door at the Masonic Lodge. But Tyler, he takes the fall he's the boxer in the ring at the time of the shooting. And he's not the shooter, but he takes the fall. You get it? He takes the fall during the shooting. So, and who is right now in custody for the shooting? Well, it's a guy named Tyler. And his nickname, of course, is the Executioner. So on top of that, the movie later on ends up making this all about Israel. It ends up becoming a lot about Israel. And right now, the theories are going around the internet that Israel somehow had an involvement in this. So it seems like all the parallels to this 1998 movie are adding up. And I have a few slides for later on, which ties in the woman in the movie, the woman in white, just like how Erica Kirk at the memorial, she was wearing all white. And I have some pretty interesting stuff to show on her as well. Once we get to that, whenever you guys are ready. But yeah, this thing ended up blowing up, and I think for good reason, because this was a 1998 movie that no one would ever expected would have been so connected. And it took place in Donald Trump's casino, and Donald Trump filed bankruptcy for that casino on September 10th.
Oh, no way.
And Donald Trump was once sued on September 10th by somebody else. I don't remember the exact details of this lawsuit, but Donald Trump and his attorney Kirkland was once sued on September 10th. This is a whole separate issue, but the September 10th just keeps coming up, whether it's the bankruptcy for Donald Trump or this other lawsuit on September 10th. This date just kept coming up over and over. So there's so many parallels.
I want to show something since you brought up the Tyler on this scene where we first get to see Tyler. He's guarded at the door. So it's sort of like Tyler being a guard at the door. I think that could have been deeper symbolism. And we are joined by Guy Tao. Shana Tova, La Shana Tova. Welcome. Sorry, I got the times wrong. My apologies.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, for sure. We're just going over. I don't know how long you've been here, but we've been going over the movie Snake Eyes with Charlie Kirk.
Well, something interesting with the title when you see the poster before the picture before, it's a cage of a snake eyes. There's no Nicholas. It's only cage. It's a cage. So the cage is very important before the snake eyes.
Yes.
Some interesting things that I paralleled is that when you look at Erica Kirk's eyes, you know, and everything that happened with the memorial and before that, when he was in a casket, it seems like over the last couple of weeks, her eyes has changed from original photos. So it's, you know, could that be correlated with her eyes? Because her eyes have been going viral, you know, across social media.
Yeah, definitely. The other thing too, Donna, I don't know if you want to pull this up, but the tropical storm that's referenced in this movie, it's called Tropical Storm Jezebel. And not sure if you caught wind of this, but apparently there was, I don't know a ton about it, but the name Jezebel is important because Jezebel removes article about hiring witches to curse Charlie Kirk. So if you look that up, apparently there were a group of witches by the name of Jezebel. I might be misspeaking slightly with regards to that. But if you just typed in Jezebel Charlie Kirk, you'll see that they're related to some sort of sorcery or witch curse that was put on Charlie Kirk prior to the event.
Well, Jezebel's the name of like a leftist news organization. It's kind of
okay.
It's like a Gawker style website with a little bit more political leanings. And Jezebel, the magazine or the writers, got together and spent their budget on hiring witches to put a curse on Charlie Kirk. And it was like less than a week, I think, before the event happened.
2 days before.
If you look at their Twitter feed, Jezebel's post about this thing about hiring the witches for Kirk, it is literally more popular than any of their other posts all combined that they've ever made. This one. So I mean, even the post itself is so incredibly charged.
And you know how Trump says the storm is coming. The storm was called Jezebel, and Trump he's next to Erica. And isn't there a woman in the movie, Cody, that has some symbolism connected to her?
Yeah, I got some slides to show that pretty much knocks that also out of the park. How this woman that plays the actress in the movie, she is 100% chosen, especially for this connection to Erica, because she wore that white dress. And then in the movie, the woman that watches the assassination of Charles Kirkland in the movie, she's wearing that white, and she has a very blonde haired wig on, just similar, very similar.
Oh, nice. So you got those slides. I'm looking for, I got some video footage at the memorial because I was there at the memorial. And I think I got a
Did
good
you see
shot.
the witches? Were the witches at the memorial?
They weren't there. No, it wasn't at nighttime.
You never know.
It was during the daytime.
Never know.
So,
How would you
yeah,
even know, though?
I definitely saw the Secret Service. They were just in the crowd because you see like a bunch of people smiling, and then you'll see someone not smiling with sunglasses, just like staring at people. Yeah, they're pretty easy to spot out. But yeah, so we even have and feel free at any time to share any slides y'all got. This is some of the slides that I have. Speaking of the storm, look out, Florida, maybe Paranoid American, you know about this, but we are having a tropical storm happening right now on a tropical storm watch. And that's what this movie was about. Jezebel was a tropical storm.
In Florida, a tropical storm is a Tuesday.
A tropical storm is just like a rainstorm. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's the kind that maybe you don't want to get caught walking outside because you know it's not going to end in 5 or 10 minutes like it usually would. But yeah, other than that, man, that's just like a Saturday afternoon. That's nothing huge.
Is that storm supposed to be getting close to Carolina though? Because that would fit in with the whole narrative. Because all the Charles and Charlottes I mentioned, going back to the name Charlie, the Charlotte's Web riddle, if it does end up affecting one of the Carolinas, it would make a lot of sense considering all this Charles stuff going on.
Well, I'm in Carolina, and we've been warned about this storm, so you might be hitting on something, and it's raining right now here.
Yeah, so
stay safe out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's wild stuff. So here's just some of the slides that I got. We're coming up on a full moon, October 6th, which is the 2 years of the war in the Middle East. And even Kamala Harris, her book is named 107, just like 10-7 as we're coming up on this. And Tylenol is all in the news right now. And Tylenol equals 103 in Gematria. So I'm thinking like look out for that date, 10-3, which kind of goes with the full moon rituals I've been covering, how there's a 3-day window from the 6th to the 3rd and 3 days after. That's how long the energy lasts for. I'm not sure if you guys see anything there, but I think something with November, as you have Blackout Wednesday, which is Thanksgiving Eve coming up for November. I have a feeling just out there that, and I'm not the only one. I've noticed other people have been making videos about it, but like some sort of blackout, Stranger Things is going to be coming out, and they keep saying this term code red, and it looks like a storm, and it's all red at the top, which is different from the other Stranger Things posters, the movie posters. Speaking of predictive programming, right, with these films and these movies, and looking into Mountain Dew is always something I tied into code red. A lot of people make the Mountain Dew conspiracies, talking about code red being connected to 2001 and the code red system of severe, which is also being shown in a lot of new films coming out, this code red system. I can get to that slide later. But we did a video on the Illuminati worms. Ani and I did. You got to go check that out. Mountain Dew got Illuminati worms, and there is the cherry flavor, and the cherry flavor is the code red flavor. So just more stuff that I'm looking out for. The film, and please just interrupt me whenever anybody has something to add. The film starts off with Paramount. Paramount is all in the news now with South Park. South Park really brought Charlie to the mainstream, being in the show South Park. That's like a huge success. And they're going through this big type of lawsuit. That's what the whole show is sort of about, is Paramount and lawsuits, and they got their $1 billion deal. And this is a Paramount movie, a Viacom company. That's the BET Awards is Viacom. I always point that out.
The South Park episode was the 330th episode too. To highlight that I put in my video, the fourth right. I just put on YouTube that you get that 330 is 33. He passed 33 days before his B day, and he had the 347 hats. 4 plus 7 is 11. Add them all together is 33. So 33 is written all over it too.
33 is all over the place with this. And Ani, can you break down? I know you got more on this symbolism of Paramount.
Yeah, so if you kind of look at the stars, some people compare that to the Mount Hermon and the book of Enoch and how many stars is there. But there's also a parallel. If you look into Turning Point USA logo, you'll see that the logo makes the Royal Arch in Freemasonry. You'll see this arrow that's mirroring the compass, or it mirrors this Paramount logo as well. And if you look into astrology, it's showing the main phase in astrology, the ascent and descent from Aries to Virgo, which Charlie did die in Virgo. So it's showing the rising zodiac from Aries to Virgo, and Cancer is the keystone. That's why you see the 6-9 in the middle. That's the middle portion where the summer solstice is. So you go through Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, the crown. Leo is the descent, and Virgo is the closing stone. So I was pointing out that if you look at the Turning Point USA logo, is showing at the end is where Virgo was. If you flip, you have to flip it, from the original. It shows the same arch, and he passed in Virgo, and he passed before the full circle, because Rambo and AJ and Cody was pointing out that his name Kirk means circle or cirque, which is a circle. He didn't make it full circle. He died at the half point. So you get the Royal Arch connection to the Royal Arch connection to the zodiac, passing from the rising into the descent. And Trump called him a master builder at the memorial. So it's definitely connected in the symbolism of what the Royal Arch is astrologically in the symbolism.
That makes a lot of sense from what I was looking into with the Royal Arch, going back to Mithra and the bull slaying of the neck, right, where you got the bull sacrifice right there on the neck, and up here is the Royal Arch with all the different astrology signs being here at the top. Yep. Would be Cancer right there, and the neck is Taurus as well.
Well, the neck is representative of Mercury. I pointed this out. If you look at a zodiac chart, Mercury rules the neck. So in Mercury rules communication, he was shot while he was speaking, and Trump is a Gemini, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury. What he says is what radicalizes things, and Mercury moves around the sun quicker than the rest of the planets. That's why they call it quicksilver. It moves around the sun in 88 days. And, Trump is very much connected to 88 and Back to the Future. The 88 whole thing is connected to the element of Mercury, which his element is mass scaling of his weight is 201. So you get the 201 once again with it as well.
Right.
And he was shot 88 days after Trump's birthday as well.
Oh, wow. There you go. It's Mercury. It's Mercury. I promise you it's Mercury.
I was just going to say that he was also shot and killed reportedly right on a Wednesday, which is named after Mercury.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I didn't know.
Miércoles.
Yep. Wednesday is based off of the Norse god Odin, but Odin is equivalent of Mercury. So that's why you had the Wednesday show come out just the Wednesday before he got shot. And again, as I mentioned before we got on here, the villain in the Wednesday show that was released the Wednesday before he got shot is Tyler, and he was actually incarcerated in the Wednesday show, this Tyler character, because he's the villain. And he actually gets released in the second season, and he actually ends up causing a lot of stuff.
What is that around his neck right there? You see that in that image? I didn't mean to cut you off, Cody, but I thought
I think that's his. I think that's part of his incarceration, because he has a power. He can turn into this big like ghoul character. Oh yeah, right there, that really crazy looking character. That's what he turns into. So they have to keep him tied up and chained, right? And but yeah, his name is Tyler Galpin, and as I mentioned before, Tyler, of course, is the shooter, but Tyler Galpin is the one who guards the door of Freemasonry. Well, as Donuts got up there, Tyler Galpin is actually in the 4 base ciphers of Gematria is actually a perfect match to Freemasonry. That would be 139, 58, 158, and 59. Those basic 4 ciphers.
Did I spell it wrong? I don't know how to spell it.
No, you got it. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. You know, another connection to the Mercury, you got the caduceus. The representative of Mercury is the snake on it. Speaking of snake eyes.
Well, Mercury is the other perfect example here too, because Mercury is the god of communication and the messenger. And Charlie Kirk, his one trait that I think that he was known for was his rhetorical skills, which is literally just a master of language and not a whole lot more than that. It doesn't even have to mean logic. It just has to mean like a full understanding of how to communicate to an audience. So
right.
the link between him and Mercury is almost perfect.
And
yeah.
Something else crazy is there's something that we've discovered in this decoding community called Mercury birthdays, which just means every 88 days is someone's Mercury. From the time they're born to the 88 days periods is another Mercury birthday, because it takes 88 days for Mercury. Well, who do you think's Mercury birthday was on the day of the shooting? Take one guess.
It was Trump's, right?
It was Trump's Mercury birthday on the shooting. Not only was it 88 days after his birthday, his birthday this year, like Mercury, it was actually also his Mercury birthday. So it's actually really wild what they do with the Mercury stuff, because Mercury is not just the communicator, but the trickster as well. So there's so much symbolism with Mercury.
So Trump is known in the dinosaur show. In the dinosaur show, they're the Sinclairs, right? And right now, the Sinclair radio station, this is one of the bloodlines we've been looking into with the studies we've been doing on the dragon lines lately, with this memorial being on the 33rd ley line, just because this book goes into the Merovingians and you know and all that. And this show Wednesday, the main star, her name's Enid Sinclair, and the Sinclair radio station just banned Jimmy Kimmel for a little bit. I just think that there's a connection there as well.
And the Jimmy Kimmel show happens in the Disney Freemasonry Lodge, the building.
Yep.
I actually did a video there a while back, because I not like in there, but just on Hollywood on the street.
Yeah.
And there's so much symbolism. It's crazy. Where the Disney theater is, there's this 8-point star of Inanna right in front of where the Ishtar gates were, but they tore down the Ishtar gates and now it's just a mall. But there's a lot of symbolism all around Hollywood. And here's another symbol in the show that I thought was interesting: the all-seeing eyeball. And the all-seeing eyeball right here is where we get the CBS logo based off of the false mirror. The false mirror is like the exact eyeball. I always like that painting, this because you see the clouds in it. But just using art in these films is something I've been pointing out. Even the name Lincoln, he's saying "Go Lincoln." There's like a foreshadowing going on in these films. So, for example, predictive programming could be known sort of as foreshadowing in a movie. So in a movie script, they foreshadow something before it happens. They show you something or a character before the actual event goes down. And in Snake Eyes, he gets something in his throat. He clears his throat in the subtitles and he says, "I got something stuck in my throat." And then the next scene is when the guy gets something in his throat. So on the world stage, like the predictive programming of maybe aliens coming to town with the 33 billion ton alien arriving in December is something, to think about.
Yeah, they have a lot with that lately.
Yeah, so this movie crazy.
Alien equals 33, by the way, in gematria.
Alien does?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Oh, here's the Sinclair. So like this, it's like known that Trump is one of the dinosaurs in the Sinclair dinosaur family. And I don't know. I think there's something up with that.
If you want, Donna, I have a few slides to finish off that Snake Eyes movie with the woman in the. Whenever you're ready for that,
Please.
Yeah,
Please.
I could share my screen here. I guess I have it shared already.
I could pull it up. 1 second.
And this kind of brings it all together, in my opinion. I mean, not that it wasn't already, but it kind of, in my opinion, this solidifies the woman part of it. At least we know that Charles Kirkland gets it in the movie, but also this is the woman that's right before it happens. She says to him, "You're going to be sorry," and then she gets up, and then that's when the shot happens. Well, then she gets grazed by a bullet. But anyway, the main point is the actress that plays her is a very well-known actress, and her name is Carla. Now, I immediately noticed this because Carla is a form of Charles. So she's not only perfectly coded with the fact that she's the one standing next to Charles Kirkland in the movie, but her name is a form of Charles. And she plays in that movie, of course, in Snake Eyes, but she was in a movie this year, Heads of State, and she plays VP Elizabeth Kirk. So the woman that literally watched Kirkland get shot in 1998 played the vice president this year in a movie, and her name is E. Kirk. Has the same initials as Erica Kirk, even.
Wow.
So, and look at this. Her husband, this woman who played in both these movies, connected perfectly. Her husband or partner is born on Charlie Kirk's assassination day. And he directed the movie Snakes on a Plane and The Eye.
Please, excuse me. And you have also the year of the birth of this guy, 74, that it's 47 from the hat that he had, 3 hats, 47.
Yeah. Yep, at 47. And then the 47 was huge because in gematria, don't forget, Trump equals 47. He had those 47 hats. Government equals 47 in gematria. That 47 is a huge number. And at the end of the movie, too, I forgot to even mention this. At the end of Snake Eyes, there's a 47 on the police car at the very end of the movie. And Donut, you mentioned there's a deluge coming next month or with the eye thing that you showed. Well, at the end of this movie, there's a deluge.
Like a flood?
Yeah, there's a wave, a tsunami wave that hits at the end of this movie.
Do you see the years active? 1988 is when she started acting.
Yeah, she started acting in 88, which is the year that Erica Kirk was born. That's another great addition.
Oh, wow.
And I found this too. If you go from the day that Erica Kirk was born to the next birthday of the woman that in white, it was 9 months and 10 days. So that's even coded with that. And again, here's just proof that the name Carla is Charles. And what's even crazier about this, not only is her name Carla, like a form of Charles, but her father's name is Carl.
Mm.
And the only other family member it mentions in this whole Wikipedia, other than her and her father, Carl, is her aunt. And what's her aunt's name? Carol. And guess what Carol is, guys? Yeah, it's another form of Charles.
So this Charles thing you've been bringing up, I thought was really good. You're already onto it. You're already onto it.
I just needed to, like, this has been my baby since this happened, because I noticed immediately when this happened that it was all about the Charles stuff. And these are all the different variations of the name Charles. I left out a few even. There's Carl, or like with the K, any Carl, or Carla, or Carlo, Carlos, Charlie. Carolina is a form of Charles, and Charlotte. So anybody that lives in Carolina knows there's a Charleston, South Carolina, and there's a Charlotte, North Carolina. So those are both double Charles.
I'm sorry. I don't want to forget Nicolas Cage that played in the movie Snake Eyes. He also was looking in the Masonic movie, looking for the Charlotte ship.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for reminding me of that, because you guys remember National Treasure.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
The secrets lie with Charlotte. That's the secret in the movie.
Yeah. And don't forget that in this movie, he took the president, he kidnapped the president.
Yep, he did.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I bother you.
No, that's perfect, because
that's interesting, because the Da Vinci Code is all about the bloodlines, the rose lines, and it's all about it lies beneath the rose, which is like National Treasure on steroids. It's more of an advanced one, I think, because I mean but so that's crazy though. That National Treasure is a Charlotte. What does Charles Charlotte mean? Like, is there a deeper meaning to it?
Okay, so Charles, or any form of Carl, means free man. So this all has to do with some sort of freedom or free, because remember, what shirt was he wearing? Was a freedom shirt.
Right.
And all of these names really all just mean free man. And this all started, this whole chain of events the last month or so has started in Charlotte, because Charlie Kirk was talking about this incident right before he got taken out. He was talking about the stabbing of the woman on the Charlotte train by a name man Carlos. Again, that's the form of Charlie or Charles. And this is what brought it all together with me. I didn't even know this until like a little later on. And I was like, oh, are you kidding me? The guy that did this was even named Carlos. And so
the joke is that his name is Carlo Brown, like Charlie Brown, like the figure.
Exactly.
Oh,
A joke.
That is the joke. That you're right.
Sorry again.
I thought about that. That's adding perfectly into this, because sometimes I forget stuff, and that's also a part of this riddle. I guarantee if you guys look into Charlie Brown, there would be huge connections.
She got an astrology shirt on here, and during the whole Charlotte thing, she has a shirt with Jupiter as well on it. So something about this is just real fishy. And the guy said he had like a microchip put in his body that made him do it. So.
And that picture looked like it was the moon cycles, like the eclipses, and that memorial just happened on the eclipse energy on the eclipse.
Yep.
Very weird stuff.
And then, so that was on the 22nd of August, right? So that's the first Charles that we had. And then the big one that everyone missed was the canonization of Carlo Acutis as the first millennial saint. This was a huge one because, of course, the Catholic Church being what they are and who they are, this was kind of like the clue. 3 days later, after Carlo Acutis would get canonized, you had Charlie Kirk, and I don't know why my photos aren't loading, but the same day that Charlie Kirk got taken out, he was a day before he was talking about this incident in Charlotte, and that was one of his main topics. Well, the same day he got taken out, Charlie Sheen was in the news, and he was on Joe Rogan at the moment that they found out about this Charlie Kirk incident.
And his last short was "Enough is Enough," just
Exactly,
like
yeah.
the Trump and the Illuminati card and Hulk Hogan. "Enough is Enough." That was his last short
Can
that
I-
he released.
Can I share my screen also, please?
Go ahead.
For
Yeah.
a second,
Yes, absolutely.
because where is it?
At the bottom middle, there's a
Oh, I
plus
see.
sign.
Okay, you talk about the card. Enough is enough. But if you can see here, the picture, this is an inside-out picture, because Donald Trump is all in purple, and all around Nicolas Cage is purple, and inside you have the shirt that is exactly what he
Oh,
have
wow.
around. And he
It's the
talked
same
here in
color.
the card about a shooter. If I don't,
And his hand is making a pyramid too.
yes, of course.
Yeah, the description mentions a sniper.
So here you see all the pyramids here. You know,
That's crazy.
all the pyramids here. So this is all the same, and it's like you have also this picture that
Oh, yeah.
they are dressed white and black, like the Masonic colors.
Mhm.
And John Travolta was winning a fever, and you know they call it a fever, like a disease, and they are doing everything in purpose and same. I mean,
Even that
That's it.
slide that you had up of Turning Point and Saturday Night Fever, the logo is also just like the Turning Point logo.
yeah. And
It's
you
the same
talked before about he's getting a bullet in the neck. Well, in the Judaism, when you want to sacrifice or you kill an animal, it's called shchita, and
Mhm.
they do it here in the neck.
Right. And that's where you put your sins on it, right?
Yeah.
They don't do it here. I don't think it's
And that just goes back to the fact that this woman was also stabbed in the neck. So
Right. George
neck
Floyd.
is 33 in Gematria.
George
Right.
Floyd too. George Floyd's connected because Charlie Kirk spoke a lot about George Floyd, and he had the Freemasonic Ordo Ob Chow on his chest as a tattoo.
And they have the same birthday.
And they got
Yep.
the same birthday. You know,
It's crazy.
and their birthday this year, just so you guys know, will be exactly 8,800 days after 9/11. And remember, Kirk was shot 88 days after Trump's birthday, and now Kirk's birthday will be exactly 8,800 days after 9/11. So that day obviously seems to be a big part of that 88 connection with what we were talking about earlier. But you know, the Charlotte thing, and also the same day, getting back to here, the same day that this all happened with Charlie Kirk, King Charles met with his son, but it just happened to be with his son he hadn't met with in 19 months. And it's his only son that has the name Charles in his name. The other son doesn't. And then the team from Charlotte, they fired their, and again, Charlotte means Charles, Carolina means Charles. They fired their public relations employee named Charlie after he made a post about Charlie. That was on September 11th.
yeah, that's my team, unfortunately.
And then September 16th, just so happens that Trump and Charles are meeting, and they haven't met in a long time.
I saw that.
And then they got the one star that died in this whole time frame, the one biggest star that died. Well, what was his name? Charles. And he's famous because he died not so far from where Charlie Kirk was shot in Sundance, Utah. And then the Federal Reserve came out on the 17th after he died on the 16th, and the Federal Reserve cut interest rates. And the guy who's most famous for being against the Federal Reserve is Charles August Lindbergh. And then we had the memorial in Arizona for Charlie Kirk, and that was in State Farm Arena. Well, the farm is the Charlotte's Web connection on the farm.
Also, the character.
I was there.
Sorry. The character that Charles Redford played was a horse, and it's a joke because you get a Charlie horse in your leg.
Oh, wow. Man, I haven't forgot to say that because, yeah, that's why this was connected. This guy, thank you, Ani. This guy who died, Charles, he played in the latest release of Charlotte's Web, and what he just said, he played a horse, and you get a Charlie horse. That's wow. That I didn't even think of that. That's good. No. And then, just as my final Charles things here, September 23rd, Trump was at the UN, and guess who the president of the UN is? Yeah, her name is Annalena Charlotte. And then the biggest one to end it all, that really just weird. Charlotte. So Erica Kirk was wearing this cross, right? The Maltese cross, very like what Charles wears, and this cross is her grandfather's.
Oh, okay.
Her grandfather is named Carl, and her grandfather received this cross from the King of Sweden, whose name is Carl.
Wow.
Do you guys see? Like, I didn't even need numbers. I didn't even need symbolism. I just followed the name Charlie or Charlotte or Carl, and every event literally had that woven like a web, like Charlotte's Web, through this whole thing, you know? So I just wanted to show that, especially because that was like my baby. This whole decode was this following this Charlotte, and it's probably still going. There's probably still events going on that have this same symbolism running through it.
Well, you got Mel Gibson producing the movie about Malta and the Knights Hospitalers and all that. And when I was at the memorial, the whole thing was about like a revival, and it seems like a revival of what?
Definitely a message. I also noticed that.
Hey, can you send Tommy? Did you send Tommy the link? Ball Don't Lie.
I did not. I never heard back from him, but I could forward it to him right now.
If you could send it to him, that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to shout out.
My email's not working really well.
No problem. Yeah, no, I'll send that to him right now. I just wanted to shout out some people in the chat also talking about the music video that Erica Kirk was in. I want to say it was like 13 something years ago.
Yeah, with Cody, Matthew something.
Yeah, it's what was it called, Cody? Like she's all kinds of crazy or something. That was a really interesting one.
She's my kind of crazy. Donut has that ready. We can't miss that. We got to cover that. It's one of the other big ones. The Snake Eyes thing was big, but this one might be even big. We got to go find her comment too in the chat so we can show that, because that comment really just brings it all together.
Yeah, that's bigger. That music video, I just heard about it today from you guys. That's the topping on the cake.
Okay, let's go to that. Sorry. And also we're almost at 2,000 people up in here. Massive stream, mastermind meeting. Please smash that like button. We got 1,738 people up in here. Nuts. So please like the video and share the video out and make this go viral. So you want to talk about this music video?
Yes.
Yeah. So this video came out in 2012, which is the same year that Turning Point was founded, by the way. Just days after Turning Point was founded, this came out. And so she's in this music video, Erica Kirk, and it's called She's My Kind of Crazy. Now, this movie is all about them going to Las Vegas to get married. So this was before she was married to Charlie Kirk. And I got to give a big shout out to Joseph Aquaviva 2222 and Jurassic Liars. They're the ones that found this originally. and it's been spreading today, but it's another big find along with the snake eyes stuff. So I got to give the shout outs for those. But anyway, she's going to get married in Vegas to this guy in the car with her, and he just happens to be named Tyler. And she's got a butterfly tattoo, so that goes back to the monarch stuff. And don't forget, King Charles had the painting with the monarch butterfly, which was all red. So that's a connection too. But as soon as
Illuminati dolphin.
The dolphins, yeah.
I grew up in Las Vegas. That's my home.
Yeah, so she and don't forget, this is Sin City, and she's supposed to be, this really tight Christian girl now. So this video, and look at the Ford, the Ford connection, Ford. Of course, with assassinations.
Right.
But as soon as they get there, and I think we'll get to that part in a minute.
They got Mandalay Bay. Past Mandalay Bay.
Oh yeah, Mandalay Bay.
I don't remember how far into the video it is, but
AJ, there's your heart for I love you in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And this is Fremont Street. It's the best. Like if you want to save some money, I don't know. I haven't been to Vegas in a while, but I would stay on Fremont Street at the Golden Nugget because it was very cheap. It's not luxurious.
Well, speaking of the Golden Nugget really quick, there's a reason why the Denver Nuggets won in a big 3-2-2 Skull and Bones ritual, and it's very interesting that this particular music video is exactly 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Mm.
But yeah, there it is.
Okay, so notice, now this isn't the moment in the video where I don't know if they're married already or they're just getting ready to get married. She does a zip line. Kind of like a bullet travels through the air. She's traveling through the air, okay? So think about that symbolism. She's traveling through the air, and she's traveling, and the time you see is 9:10. That's the day her future husband would supposedly get shot, right? So 9:10. And look at the word below that, Fremont, which means freedom. And the shirt that Charlie Kirk was wearing when he got shot on 9:10 was freedom.
And this looks like a cross too, sort of.
That is that's a cross.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the crazy part is, so that's the craziest part about that. But the comment that she leaves in the video really just is what is absolutely mind bending.
She leaves a comment in the video.
Yeah, she leaves a comment. I don't know how far down it is.
Right.
Because I didn't find this again. Joseph Aquaviva and Jurassic Liars are the original ones.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to find it. Maybe
she leaves a comment up in there, like anybody would.
Well, maybe they deleted it now. Who knows? Because maybe this went viral today.
Look at top comments, Donut. Look at the top comments when you click the tab. People might be commenting under it.
Yeah, it's
See, everyone commenting today is talking about this. Right. These are all people that already just.
Oh, I see. So I kind of got to go. I got you. I'll just go back to 12 years ago.
Yeah. See if
I'll
you can
comment 12 years ago.
See if you can hit Control F. If you hit Control F and you can search the page for the name. I forget what she goes under as her handle though.
Right.
Well, you could Control F and maybe just search Tyler, because doesn't she shout out Tyler?
I gotcha. Let me go do that real quick.
Yeah, because
AJ, did you send Tommy the link?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Let me do the search thing. Tyler.
The crazy thing is that she's getting married in the video, and her husband gets shot on that date, 9:10. That's, you can't deny that.
Yeah, and then once we can see this comment, it just makes it even more crazy because of exactly how she wrote what she wrote. It's just
Do anybody
the way
have
she wrote it.
I think they deleted it.
Do y'all have a screenshot of it? Just pull it up.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can go to Joseph's video and pull that up. Hold on.
Yeah. You know they're going to delete it. You already know that. They got Illuminati special workers coming from Paranoid American comic.
Illuminati news. Yeah, that's a great catch.
All right, hold on a second.
That's wild.
Yeah, they working
don't forget, you guys can flip the way the date's written. It's either 9/10 or 10/9.
Mhm.
And in the reverse cipher of gematria, shooting is 109, right? And I don't think it's a coincidence that it's in Vegas. Takes me back to the Las Vegas shooting. We're about to hit that anniversary on
Yeah, that
October 1st.
reminds me, I'll be doing a show with Crowdsource the Truth. Very excited about. He goes into these big events and he like goes deep into the drones and all of that. It's going to be sick, and that'll be on Sunday.
So
So if you have, I got my screen shared and I found Joseph's video, and hopefully you guys can see it. Sometimes my my thing it won't show the video for some reason, but you guys can't see it. Probably is it just like a blank screen to you?
It's
Yeah.
blank. It's blurry.
Yeah, I don't know why.
There it goes.
No, we
There it
see it.
goes.
We see
There
it.
it goes.
We see
There it goes.
We see
That's
it.
it. Yeah, you can
Okay.
blow it up.
Whoops. So this is the comment, and this is her because her real name is Erica France V, or however you say that.
Mhm.
And she won Miss USA, so this is her handle is Miss Miss Arizona. So this is the real her, right? And look at the comment that she wrote 13 years ago. And again, she's the one in the video. What a blast, Tyler. And I had shooting this video. I mean, just the absolute odds that it would be these Tyler and shooting. And we already showed you the fact that the 9/10, she ziplines past the date 9/10. And yeah, but it's like, what in the world?
That is
That's-
crazy.
I had a blast shooting.
What a blast, Tyler and I had shooting. Like, out of all things she could have wrote,
Right.
like that's what we see that she wrote. It's just mind bending. Like, but so yeah, shout out to those people who brought that. We don't know the name. I don't know the name of the original person that found that. It was given to the other two channels I mentioned, but it's going viral today. That is like the Snake Eyes thing the other day. So
Well, so I played a video about V because I did a video with the great Jordan Maxwell. That's how Guy Tal and I got connected. The great Jordan Maxwell connected us, which I think is just really cool. And the show made me bring up, I'm not going to go to the clip. I was going to play the clip, but I'm not going to go to the clip. Y'all should check it out. But here is William Shatner. His name is connected to Charles Kirk in a lot of ways because Jordan Maxwell broke down how Kirk means church and enterprise and money and all that. And then you got Captain Kirk. And Captain Kirk, William Shatner from Star Trek, he was hospitalized on Wednesday, which I do believe we probably did bring up earlier, but still pretty crazy.
On Wednesday. And I also discovered, if you guys watched the show Boston Legal, the TV series, he plays a powerful, rich political guy named Denny Crane. And he shoots a homeless man played by Michael Williams, who passed away, in the neck with a paintball. And his character name is Randall Kirk. So William Shatner shoots somebody in a show named Boston Legal, a homeless person in the neck, and his character name is Randall Kirk.
Oh, wow. His name's Kirk, too. And we're joined by Tommy Truthful at the Truth Mafia. Welcome, Tommy.
Hey, what's up, brother? How y'all doing?
What's happening, man?
Very good.
Good to see you, Tommy.
We're just
What's up,
going
guys?
over the Snake Eyes film and all the crazy connections to that. And there's a lot going on. What's been on your mind, Tommy?
Well, I can't really remember the Snake Eyes film. It's been so long since I've seen that one. But I've been watching that Alien Earth. You guys been watching that one?
Oh,
Yeah,
I got the slide up right here. It
Yeah.
goes into the V. Like, remember I was talking about the show V was to bring in the communism,
Yeah.
according to Jordan Maxwell's research. That alien show, it also has the same V. You know.
It also represents it represents Vril. The Vril
Right.
is what it represents. So the V. But did any of you guys see it? Have you seen all the episodes, Donut?
I've seen it all.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes. Ani, you've seen it all. It's like about AI, right?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it all, but it's way deeper than AI. They got these synthetic entities, and they can only create synthetics using children brains. So these kids that are passing away from diseases or stuff like that, they transfer their consciousness into these synthetics, and they're not the same as androids because they can control the freaking androids. They can control the robots. Wendy controls the robot. Remember that, Ani? She shuts him right down, and she learns how to talk like the damn alien and communicates with it. But yeah, it's deep, bro. It's so deep. It's got the black goo symbol. What was you gonna say, buddy?
Consciousness transfer. Right?
I think it's about Elon Musk transfer consciousness for the elites and stuff, immortality, because they kept saying immortality.
Yeah. It was all about consciousness transfer, and your real body had to pass away in the physical, because in the last episode I just watched, which was phenomenal, the kids, because they're growing in a grown-up body, but they're their minds are still children minds, because they couldn't put a adult mind in a synthetic body. There's something about, they didn't really explain that in depth, but the child mind, it's molded to that. It can fit in there into the synthetic body. So the kid would pass away in the physical, and then boom, it's born in this synthetic body, and it's a human brain. It's the kid's brain, but it's plugged in to AI, so it can control the computers, all that. And the one was named Wendy. They were all called the Lost Boys, but the first one that passed away, her name was Wendy, and she's like the leader of all of them. And she found their grave site where all their bodies were, because they didn't know. They were told this whole time, oh no, you guys are we made it so you could live forever. But now they're starting to realize, like, oh, wait a second, we died, and what are we?
That's pretty. Sorry, Tommy. That's pretty interesting. You mentioned Wendy, just because for a while now we were talking about Wednesday and how Charlie Kirk was killed on a Wednesday and the Mercury connection. So, I mean, Wendy does seem to be kind of a spinoff of the day of the week, Wednesday. Wendy's.
Yeah. And Wendy, well, it was a play on Peter, what was it? The Lost Boys, and I think that was what, Peter Pan, Ani?
Yeah, it was a spinoff. Yeah, he's playing Peter Pan and the rest of the Lost Boys. Yeah.
Because the dude is crazy. The dude is so crazy that there's like 5 companies that run the whole world. And the aliens they got, Donut, they got this one alien, bro. It's an eyeball. It looks like an all-seeing eyeball with legs. Yeah, that one is way more crazy than
I think it represents the Illuminati eye as well.
100%, but it took over the lamb, the sheep, and that's very symbolic, right? There's that whole symbolic connection there to the sheeple, and the freaking alien takes the sheep's eye out and then goes in there and takes over the consciousness of the sheep, which it's also connected to Christ and that whole, the lamb.
Well, he did resurrect a dead man at the end. That's the first one he did. And the name was Arthur, connected to King Arthur. But it's very esoteric, though.
I never knew that old guy that he was that millionaire kid's father, the kid that thought he was super genius. His ego was just out of control.
Boy Cavalier,
Yeah, his ego was totally out of control. And he was the one. Then Wendy started realizing, because she read the book and she realized that he was the enemy. By the end, she had realized, oh, these guys are the enemies, and we shouldn't be scared of them. They should be scared of us. And, the last episode, I forget, it was something like the monsters or something. And it was showing that the synthetic humans, they were the real monsters. They started taking out all the humans.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's interesting, and I'm going to tippy-toe around this topic because we were bringing up the Vril, we're bringing up the Illuminati worms as well with the New Mountain Dew. There was a new report that just came out of Soros's sex dungeon. Foremost Soros's fund manager arrested on some crazy stuff in his dungeon. And if you look at his eye, he's got the worm, which I don't want to get into too much. But
yeah,
kind of crazy there.
A real worm insertion.
Yep. You see a lot of, and I won't get into it, don't know. I'll tiptoe around it too, but you see a lot of celebrities with that symbolism. And like Ani said, whether or not it's a real actual worm or it's some type of black goo synthetic worm that they got going in there taking over the consciousness, who knows? It might be like one of them alien things on alien Earth. But there's something that goes in there, wraps around the optic nerve, and takes over the consciousness.
We didn't get into Dead Zone.
Let me share my screen real once. Quick second. I didn't even pull it up. Hold on 1 second. But I want to show you guys my connections with Dead Zone.
Elon recently had that symbolism on his eye too. You remember?
Yes, he did. Yes.
So I think they got him. Bro.
Let me know.
I think it's the panda season.
Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
I think so. Let me 1 second. Yes.
Okay, so what I was saying earlier about the connection, the turning point, is the Royal Arch of Freemasonry in Yotish. Vedic astrology, it represents the Kala chakra, the falling halves, because the death of Charlie Kirk happened in Virgo in the lunar mansion of Hasta. It's a Vedic term. And in Hasta, it seizes and releases energy. So it was encoding his role as the builder, because his father built Trump Tower, taken at the moment of closure. So the eclipse memorial, it all occurred during this nodal point, which represents the crossing of the light and the shadow, marking the ritual end. So Kirk means circle. Circle is cycle, circuit. That's the closing of the rite. And that's Saturn and
September 23rd, right there.
Right. You see? So that's the closing, and that's when his memorial was on, right?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. So that's wisdom. Go ahead.
His funeral is on the same day as Tupac's too. Did you guys cover that?
No,
Tupac's death.
That's interesting because Donut or Cody said that the death occurred on the day of Stephen King's birthday.
His funeral was on Stephen King's birthday on the 21st of September.
Oh, okay, that's funeral. Okay, I got some hymn connections too.
Or his memorial, I guess. I don't know if
his
it was
memorial, because his funeral, where his wife was crying over his body, was on the 13th, the day that Pac, he got hit before that, but he passed away on the 13th. And then she had a big G, Freemasonic G ring on her hand. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people got on me. They're trying to say that represents her daughter, Gigi, the same name as Kobe's daughter that died in the helicopter. Ironically,
Yeah, right.
ironically,
Ironically,
But that's
right.
wild with the astrology that you got there. Great catch. Wow. The 23rd.
Yeah, the Saturn and Rahu, and also I noticed he pushed the him too. That was one of his movements in Turning Point, and in the movie Him. Speaking of him too, that Candace Owens is wearing. There's the chapter of sacrifice. I'm gonna break down him on my Patreon this week. The player that he got his blood from, because it's about transferring blood and consciousness. The GOAT, whoever wants to become the GOAT, is Marlon Wayans and his other guy. They have to transfer the blood of the player before that was the GOAT, and the player that they transferred the first blood of was 31, the age that Charlie Kirk died at. He died at 31. So there's some him connections in the Devil's Advocate movie. There's some things between Charlie Kirk. Also, the connection of September 19th to the date that is mistaken on the Snake Eyes movie title.
Oh,
Was
weird.
the actual date that him came out. So Universal Pictures. And it's crazy how she's smiling right here. A widow would not be smiling 2 weeks after their husband's death. But I found something with Stephen King that's interesting. The movie Dead Zone came out, and remember the Charlie Sheen connection to him going on Joe Rogan's show the day of Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Sheen's father, Martin Sheen, you see here, who was also in the movie Dead Zone, and this is him holding up a child to protect himself from an assassination, a shooting of someone trying to kill him, or the main character tried to kill him. As president, he's a president. Both him and Trump have the same gematria. Of the character he played was Greg Stilson. This is Charlie Sheen's father, Martin Sheen. So Martin Sheen played in the movie as Donald Trump, and he plays a character named Greg Stilson, and Donald John Trump both equal 68 reverse and reduction. But in the movie Dead Zone, it's about a guy who gets in a car accident and he wakes up. He has these psychic abilities. Whoever he touches, he can see the future of the person. So he touches the president at a rally where the Greg Stilson guy, he's able to influence crowds. His charismatic delivery of what he's saying, he can influence crowds just like Trump. When he touches this guy's hand, he sees that he's going to start World War III. So he tries to assassinate him, which is very interesting that this is Charlie Sheen's father playing a role of Donald Trump, and the Donald Trump connection of Charlie Kirk, and also Charlie Sheen going through a humiliation ritual the week of Charlie Kirk's shooting, where he revealed that he slept with a man. Did you see that in the news?
Wow.
I saw that one. I saw that one.
I didn't know
Okay.
that.
So Stephen King has a couple Charlies in his universe. I'm gonna break down the Stephen King universe on Patreon this week as well. Charlie McGee. I think Cody said he's already broken this down on his channel, but Charlie McGee, his father gets shot in the neck in the Firestarter movie, and his wife mentioned something to the degree of starting the fire. And in the Jesuits saying, they always say, he says, set the world on fire. He tells the other Jesuits to set the world on fire.
And Eric,
go ahead.
Erica Kirk, she said, the fire has been ignited in me. And then she went to a Jesuit school. And like what you said. And also, this Charlie McGee, real fast, that's Drew Barrymore. And Drew Barrymore is famous for being one of Charlie's angels. Just wanted to add that.
Wow, you are absolutely correct. I was looking at Charlie's Angels.
I'm just going to show something real quick. Don't exit out of this. I just want to show something on the fire stuff to the audience. Is that
Yeah.
this is Fire in the Minds of Men. This is what Jordan Maxwell always recommended on the origins of revolutionary faith, the Fire in the Minds of Men. This is about revolution and the Illuminati. This book is about the Illuminati. There's like a whole chapter in it, and secret societies, and this is the Congress librarian, also a Rhodes Scholar. And here's Jordan Maxwell. He did a breakdown of secret societies. Benjamin Disraeli did a speech on secret societies and how the secret societies could upset all government plans whenever they wanted. And he did this speech on September 10th, 1876. So that same date.
So yeah, that's a big connection because Charlie, like Cody said, means char, like fire, char. And
Charizard.
and look, there was Charizard. And there was a burning of a tribute to Charlie Kirk in northern Colorado, investigated by police. Well, fire equals 38, and Colorado is the 38th state, right?
And the disaster girl.
So,
the disaster girl says
Right.
38 behind her, and there's a fire behind her.
And guys, remember when the Lahaina massacre situation took place? Remember that girl flipped out on the plane saying that MFer ain't real, talking about the reptilian dude?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Her name, go ahead.
No, on National UFO Day, yeah.
Right, okay. Her name was Tiffany Gomez. 38 days after she flipped out on that plane, she was 38 years old when she flipped out on that plane. Tiffany Gomez, 38 days later, Lahaina fire pops off.
Oh,
Weird. In the 808 area code. Yeah. So they're in fire equals 38. So
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's connected to the ember rituals, all that 38. Me and you went over that before, Donut. The whole 38 thing tied to the fire rituals.
Yeah, the ember rituals. Yeah, the decapitation of summertime to fall. And Ani, you were sharing that movie, Him. I saw it in theaters, and that chapter of sacrifice, you see the kind of like a John the Baptist head decapitated.
Right.
Yeah, that's part of the ember rituals. It's in my blog where John the Baptist's head is on there, and it's pretty fascinating though. It's really connected to that number 38 a lot. And bro, remember when we were talking on text, I told you, I said, Donut, I'm watching out for the 19th, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because the 19th, guys, it was 97 days after Trump's 79th birthday. And Trump's 79th birthday was on 6/14, which 614 is found in the 97th decimal point of pi. So 79 and 97, they're mirror reflections of each other. So I'm like, okay, I bet you they pull some slick shit 97 days after this. That took us to September 19th. And that's why I thought we'd have rituals through September 19th through the 23rd. And we had all these crazy drowning rituals on them days. On the 23rd, we had Claudia Cardinal. She passed away. But we had this one guy, his name was he was a Bollywood star, but it was crazy, bro. Because then I started finding all these Bollywood stars that went through these drowning rituals. He passed away on September 19th. His name was Zubian. I'm not going to pronounce this right. Zubian Garg. Zubeengarg, and he's like a huge star over there in Bollywood, like one of the biggest ones. Now, he passed away kind of the same way that Indian film star passed away when she was drowned in her bathtub. Dude, there's a ton of them. Whitney Houston, Matthew Perry, Natalie Wood, Naya Riviera, Aaron Carter, Carl Wayne. I mean, I could keep going on. All these actors that pass away in these water rituals found in jacuzzis, bathtubs, all these different, some of them in lakes, you know, like that Naya Riviera. So we got the fire going on. We got the water. They like to mix the elements, you know, just like the moon, the sun. But there's a lot
it's an inversion. It's really inversion ritual. They like to invert everything. So if it's one thing, they do the complete opposite.
Right. And this happened, brother, right as the typhoon was taking place. Remember, in Hong Kong, that typhoon that happened in Hong Kong and South China, it killed dozens in Taiwan and the Philippines. They said it, at least 17 people died in Taiwan in that flooding, which, 17 is the number of kills. So that's interesting that's the number they put on there. And that was on September 23rd. We had that happen. So we had a bunch of events happen on September 23rd, especially with unnatural disasters and bang bang. I don't want to get the channel in trouble. Bang bang events, if you know what I'm talking about. Right.
There's a correlation to that too, because in the Stephen King universe, so you got what I'm showing here, Drew Barrymore, as Cody pointed out, played in Firestarter. Her father got a bullet in his neck. So that's also the same thing that happened. But there's Charles Campion. Wow. Charles Campion in the movie The Stand. If you remember the movie The Stand, which takes place in Colorado, another 38 connection.
Yep.
He was instrumental in giving people the V word. He was the plague carrier. He started this. So his name was Charles Campion. So you got another Charles connection. Then look into Charles Decker in Stephen King's book Rage, who was a school shooter. So another the shooting connection, is connected with that. So there's a lot of Charles that Stephen King came out 2017, and he talked a lot of junk about Trump. And he said that the character that he put in the other movie, Dead Zone, was like a foreshadowing of Trump to come. He said that out his mouth. You can look up the YouTube interview. Yeah, you can look up the YouTube interview on that. And also with Kirk, I'll end it off so somebody else will get the stream. There was a Charlie, or Kirk means church. There was a church burning. A woman burnt this church down over Charlie Kirk shooting. Bethel Bible Church in El Paso. A lot of gematria connected with that as well.
Wow. And even go ahead.
Oh, I apologize. And Ani, coming up on the 29th, bro, the 929 day, which remember there was 929 chapters in the Old Testament. That's the day CERN was established in 1954. So it'll be the 71st year, 71 years and one day on that day, the 71 year and one day anniversary, which is 7/11, and CERN anniversary equals 7/11 in Satanic Gematria. So I'm wondering what they got in store for us for that one. And that's what 9/11 really was. It was a 7/11 ritual, because September is not the 9th month. Yeah, it might be what they tell us on the Gregorian calendar, but it's really not the 9th month.
It's 7.
Yes. And September even means, I mean,
well,
when you
so
look into the
September 7, right? And we were just covering the film Weapons and the 217 code in that film, how everyone misses at 217. And this memorial, knowing that September means 7, so it is 217 as well here. Plus at the top with the C could be a 33, just more 33 stuff.
Nice. Yeah, Donna, I was going to say too, speaking of weapons, and the 88s we've talked about, right? Charlie Kirk, his whole event happened 88 days after Trump's birthday. Weapons came out on August 8th, 8/8. So very interesting.
And that was the birthday of the head of this university also. Weapons was the birthday. The weapons release was the birthday of the head of the school UVU. So that was just like clear, more predictive programming.
Right, because it was a school, happening. I don't know if I can say that word.
At the same time.
And you can see the end. You can see the end of Charlie here. It's not a hand of a winner. He's weak, very weak.
Right, it's not a fist. They're
not tied. It's like very no power. You want to hear something interesting? Then maybe connected to Israel. What happens with this Charlie Kirk? If you like.
Yes, please.
Wait a second. I can show you. Okay. There it is. I'm sharing. Okay. In the 15th of September, Benjamin Netanyahu gave a speech of Sparta. He said that Israel is going to be a super Sparta, not Sparta, super Sparta. Now, if you see Sparta is, where's the picture? You cannot see the picture.
We could see it.
You see the picture. Okay.
We see the Wikipedia.
Yes, you see the Wikipedia, but I'm putting a picture here. Okay, let me X that. Maybe it will help. Oh, yes. Well, I'm having here a picture. You don't see it, I believe.
And also, I could read Hebrew. I just can't understand
there it is. That's the picture. And we have also Kirk Douglas, that he's played Sparta. Like from Charlie Kirk Douglas, Sparta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's something different.
Hey, Donut, what was you saying about that 217 number?
Oh, it just, that's the date that the memorial was on, right? On the September 21st, so September 7th, so it's 217, just like the movie Weapons. And I have a question for...
That's Billie Eilish's number, too. I remember I did a whole decode on her, and her number's 217 in real gematria, in the real gematria, because the other ones are forms of numerology. But that's also the number of fire of God, and we have all this fire stuff going on. So there's a lot of fire connections to 217. You should definitely look into that.
Okay, yeah. I had a question for Guy. Because I could read Hebrew, and when I was looking at, and I know you could read Hebrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was looking at the Utah Valley University, every time I saw it, I thought it looked just like this Hebrew letter, right? That's a Hebrew letter, but not these two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see any connection to what I'm seeing at all?
Well, yeah, I understand what you say, but Tet in the Hebrew is 9. The number is 9.
We're in a 9 here.
Yeah. Well, the 9, you have the month 9.
We're in a 9-year, and we're getting ready to go into another 9-year cycle. Start a new one.
9 V and U. No, we don't have nothing that goes with V or U, but this one, the first one, the left one, is a tet, is a number 9 in the Hebrew. Yeah.
With that, I would almost kind of interpret it as a date. I don't have anything else to speak to it other than if that represents 9, V is the 22nd letter, U is the 21st. So it almost makes me think of the date September 22nd, 2021. I would be curious of what was in the news that particular day. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, I'll look it up.
You know that 999 portal we just had too, guys?
Yeah, that too.
Okay, so them things, I did a deep dive into it. We have them in cycles of 9. We've had them in cycles of 9, and then we'll have like a big reset. And the reset, like we'll have a 36-year reset, and then the next one will be you'll add 9, the number 9 to the number 36, and that's how many years it'll start again. And so we've been in a long one right now, but they happen every 9 years, them 999 portals. They don't happen every year like most of the portals that we have. It's every 9 years, and 9's a very sacred number. So there's a lot going on with that number right now.
Absolutely. Did you have something to add with the sports? Because I know we can't get out of here without the sports connection.
AJ's taking a break.
Oh,
no, I don't know. I can see him, but I think he might be in the other room.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll go while we wait for AJ to get back. I thought this was a good find that he shared that I showed on my last stream. And
sorry, guys. Sorry, I just stepped out for a second.
We're going to want to know about some sports stuff. I was showing on my last show how Gematria works, how Constitution Day is 9/17, spelled out 179, the 17th day of the 9th month, and Constitution and Gematria is 179. I thought that was really dope. And also we got Paranoid up in here, and he's been quiet. Paranoid,
I know. I texted
up in here. He's chilling.
He's sleeping behind those glasses,
looking fresh. But yeah, tell us about these sports, please.
Yeah, Constitution Day was. Sorry, go ahead, Paranoid.
I was just letting you guys cook for a minute. I wanted to sneak in one observation here, though, where you were talking about. I think Kyle was talking about the canonization that had happened right around this exact same event. And if you think about it, the Charlie Kirk event, it's a canonization. It's a political version of like sainthood. And one of the things that's been really controversial over the last week or two is that people have been comparing him to Martin Luther King. And I know it seems like such an awkward juxtaposition, but really, if you think about it, Martin Luther King was the last major political public event that got taken out. The next closest one maybe was like RFK Jr., but we're talking about a span of, decades and decades until we've had this particular type of event. So I think that what we're also seeing in a realistic way is that all these different factions from the government and inside the state and outside the state and online, that everyone's jumping on this because they realize, like, man, we haven't had an event like this for decades. This might be our chance. Like, even if Charlie Kirk isn't the ideal vehicle to turn into a martyr and to turn into this like saint for all these political and religious reasons, like this might be the only chance that we get for another 20 or 30 or 40 years. So everyone kind of like pounced on it. And I feel like a lot of that's being conflated.
And the whole MLK, Charlie K, JFK. So this girl on Instagram was posting how everyone has these K's in their last name, which I thought was interesting.
Well, K
And
is
the
the
father
11th.
of Donald Trump is from the KKK.
Well, the K is the 11th letter, and you know, you got
Yeah.
11 is the twin pillars.
And look at his initials, Ani, CK. It's 311. That's when the whole pandemic was declared.
Oh, okay.
311.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
311s.
Yeah, it's 311. So, and then 11, 11, 11 is what your boy just said. The 3K. So there is a connection there.
Right.
There is a connection.
It's 33.
Definitely-
And
Yeah,
Albert
the-
Pike was a Freemason in 33. He was in the Confederacy.
The timing of Donut asking about a sports connection and what Paranoid just mentioned about MLK. Let's not forget, you guys, we're holding this stream on the founding date of the Jesuit order, which I think is
Oh, it's Google's birthday. It's YouTube's birthday.
Oh, perfect. That's
Yeah.
that's fitting. That's fitting.
That's what Johnny
But-
Cerruti taught
so-
me.
Yeah, I wrote that this morning on my Facebook. I told everybody it was the founding of the Jesuit order, and most people, it was funny because they didn't even know what the Jesuit. In the comments, a lot of the new people had no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But before you get going, AJ, Paranoid, I just wanted to congratulate you on getting kicked out of that group. I seen you got kicked out of the Reddit group, the Freemasonic Reddit group.
Freemasonry. Yeah, I got no home really that'll accept me. And what's funny is that the day before that happened, or a couple days before that happened, I had an interview with a 32nd degree Mason, and I specifically asked, like, why is that Freemasonry subreddit full of such a bunch of fragile little people that I will have better words for, but why is it so full of them? And he made a good point. He was like, man, most of them are just like European Masons, which aren't really real Masons. They're not like American Masons.
They're not like the revolutionary American.
They don't got Albert Pike over there. They got women in the lodges.
That's
They
fine.
don't got Paranoid's uncle Albert over there.
That's right.
I left a comment on your thing though. I said, bro, you was just getting to the 33rd and you got kicked out. I said, I'm on my way to the 64th. Just making a joke,
We're headed to 99, baby.
Yeah, we're going for that 360. That's what they don't know. We're heading for that 360.
That's what's up.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, congratulations, Paranoid. That's funny.
It's a badge of honor, truly.
No, really, all I was going to add, I mean, if we want an example from today, especially with what Paranoid just mentioned about Martin Luther King being one of the last, before Charlie, one of the last public assassinations, executions, whatever you want to call it. Well, Charlie Kirk, for those of you guys that didn't know, he was an Oregon Ducks fan in college football. And the Oregon Ducks, of course, are playing tonight against Penn State in Penn State. And Penn State's known for doing what they call a whiteout game. They don't do this in every home game, but in this particular game, they're wearing all white.
Is that what this is at 3:30 at the 33?
I think the game is a little bit later.
Okay.
I want to
The
say
game is 3 to 3.
no,
right now.
it's going on right now. Yeah, it's going on right now. It's 3-3. So yeah,
Started at 33.
3 right now.
it's 3-3. in the
Every
third
game's
and
3 to
third
3.
quarter. In the
Oregon
third quarter.
equals 33 in gematria, by the way.
But
That's
what you got,
crazy.
well, yeah,
If you
Oregon's
got a
also the-
screen share too, AJ, feel free.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I can, but I think for this example we can just speak to it. But yeah, Oregon is the 33rd state. Penn State equals 33 in Pythagorean. The score right now is 3-3 in the third quarter with 9 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the period. But to Paranoid's point about Martin Luther King, if you guys look up the starting quarterback, Dante Moore of the Oregon Ducks, he went to Martin Luther King Jr. Senior High School. So you could just type in Dante Moore High School, and you'll
If
see
you want
that-
to keep digging into Martin Luther King too, the 3 letters MLK, it represents this sound called Molk, and Molk is the source of Moloch, and Molk was basically a human sacrifice to the gods. That's what Molk originally meant.
Damn.
Yeah, oh, that's perfect.
Even I saw something on Tylenol, and the word
Tylenol. Get that?
Yeah, but also it you got APEP, which is like named after a lot of food and drinks, is named after the APEP god. And Tylenol's original name is APOP. I don't know where I put it.
That APEC too. That's a wild god's like Egyptian mythology. He's the one that goes up against Seth, and Seth is the god of chaos. But in that particular flavor of mythology, it's good chaos because it's this is gonna sound so Masonic, but it's a chaos that comes out of order. So ultimately, Seth represents the concept of order itself, because otherwise chaos couldn't exist. But APEC is his like arch nemesis, and APEC is pure chaos. And the thing that makes him unique is that he survives off the power of his own screams, which is something that no other god can sustain themselves off of their own terror and fear. So APEC is like the big bad of a lot of those like interpretations of Egyptian mythology.
You see that's where I'm getting it, because it's APOP, and look, it's the blue and red too. That's kind of weird. But wow.
You know, it's
Hey,
funny
did you guys know Charlie Kirk's his last name? If you look at the etymology of that name, it comes from Old Norse, and the word is Kirja, which means church.
Yeah.
It means church, a place of
Yeah.
worship.
That's why there was that Annunciation church shooting, which happened before the Charlie Kirk shooting. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm. On Wednesday.
Yeah, in a church. Talk about
Charlie is
programming.
free man, Kirk is church, so free man, church. Yeah, that's pretty weird. I didn't even notice that until now.
We got to be watching for Wednesday still, because I forgot that shooting was also on a Wednesday, huh?
Yeah.
Lot
And
going on.
Yeah, and Wednesday is like that show Wednesday. That show is basically based off of Norse mythology, which ties back to
Odin.
what he just said. So the Norse, a lot of people forget about to look into the Norse mythology. It's very prevalent, and a lot of the people that I noticed there's a lot of stuff going on up there in Norway, Sweden, Finland, a lot of stuff going on up there. So something I think we forget to look at.
That's what every one of our days of the weeks are named after in modern time, but it goes back even further to the archons. All the 7 planets, all the 7 days of the week is named after one of these archons way before, they say, Wednesday is tied to Mercury, but no, it goes back to Odin and Woden. Woden was just the English version of Odin. It was pretty much the Anglo-Saxon version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all tied to Wednesday, which is Mercury. It's all the same, the same entity. But yeah, you're right, bro. Norse people sleep on it.
Yeah, the actual days is Sunagog, Munagog, Tears Day. Tears, the god of war, because the FBI director, Kash Patel, said, "See you in Valhalla," to Charlie Kirk. And it's interesting because the shooters, Erica Kirk's grandfather was in the order of the Vikings. And Tyler Robinson has a social media picture of a island called Goat Island, connecting it back to him and the movie Him. But on Goat Island, there's a place called Valhalla. So some people putting conspiracies out that Charlie Kirk actually faked his death, which I showed some videos that there is some weird stuff connected to it, but it could be a actual sacrifice, but he could be hiding out on Goat Island in Valhalla.
I got a picture of that FBI director right here.
I'm with you, Ani.
Sam Parker.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah.
Well, also Assassin's Creed everything's about Assassin Order, and Assassin's Creed latest one was Valhalla, Assassin's Creed. So yeah, a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah, snakes in the grass with the two googly eyes. That's funny. Snake eyes.
Well, it looks
What-
just. Oh yeah, it just looks like the FBI director with his eyes.
But it doesn't matter if whether or not it was real or not, it had the same effect on the consciousness of the masses. You know what I'm saying? So it's irrelevant because it still had the same effect. But yeah, I mean, most people that have been doing this for a long time, I mean, they know what it is.
So this
You know.
movie right here kind of looks like the Red Hood is kind of what I've been looking at with the Mithra stuff. What is the show Captive State? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we're introducing this new movie. Obviously, Snake Eyes has been kind of the theme the past week, give or take. But shout out to a dear friend of mine, Dimitri, aka Reality Revolt. Him and I both just released 2 reels on our Instagrams about this particular movie. So this is not a TV show, but a movie that came out in 2019, right? All before the infamous year of 2020. And what I have here is kind of like with Cody's work, not really anything gematria related. All of this is going to break down for you the predictive programming and showing you how relevant this particular movie is in the year 2025, especially with everything that all of you guys have touched on in today's stream. And
is it a good movie? Is it worth watching?
you know, I liked it, but it got pretty bad reviews. You know, Rotten Tomatoes.
That's how you know it's a good movie. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But to kick things off, I mean, with that image, I showed you guys just 2 different versions of the movie poster, and you'll see in the center, you'll notice that hula girl, right? Tommy, you were the one bringing up the Maui fires, and Donut's done a lot of great work on the Maui fires. That was obviously a big deal. What, a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now?
2023, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And we'll get into that in a minute, but to Donut's point, another big part of this movie is that Red Hood, which for me makes me think a bit about what happened in Charlotte. And we'll touch on that. But for those that haven't seen the movie, I would recommend it. I think it's a good one. But essentially, the Captive State setting is a gritty, retro, futuristic version of Chicago. Okay, that's important. About a decade after an alien occupation where the human population lives under an authoritarian police state, struggling to survive in a world devoid of digital technology and featuring restricted civil rights. Okay? And the opening scene of this movie is a couple, the city of Chicago is being shut down, and this couple and their 2 children in the back are doing everything they can to get out of here. They're driving through barricades, etc. But notice here, the hula girl, right? They have a hula dancing figurine on their dashboard as they're driving or trying to get out of the city of Chicago. So once again, that was the first thing I thought about, was just the Maui fires, the hula girl. And a very important or an ongoing theme in this movie, I would say the motto of this movie is light a match and ignite a war. So essentially it's about the resistance against this alien authoritarian surveillance state that's been implemented within the world, but the story takes place in Chicago. So I have a couple screenshots from the movie here, and please, if anybody has questions or wants to add to it, don't let me stop you. This guy's name is Rafe, or Raphael, and he's kind of the leader of the resistance. And he points this out. He says, we got one more chance to light a fire big enough so the world can see, the whole world can see. And right after that, he says, light a match and ignite a war. Now, when we talk about predictive programming, you guys, right here, this is Rafe. This is the character Rafe. And they show this image on brick walls all throughout the movie, because essentially the authoritarian or the surveillance state is trying to find Rafe or Raphael, who started this resistance. Doesn't that look familiar? This might look familiar. Back in 2020, after this movie came out. And shout out Ani, right? You were just talking about the importance of the number 38 and how fire equals 38. Well, for those that don't remember or recall, the whole neck murder, if you will, with George Floyd back in 2020 took place in the intersection of Chicago Avenue,
38th Street.
On 38th Street, exactly. So this movie took place in Chicago. It's all about igniting a match and igniting a war. It's now George Floyd Square, but it's on the corner of Chicago and 38th Street.
Yes, sir.
When was that movie released? Was it 2018?
2019, actually on my birthday, March 15th, 2019. Yeah. So I had a couple other images here just to show you examples. Like, so this was from the opening credits. They show Rafe here. They show Rafe here in this alley, or kind of back alleyway, if you will. Zooming in here, and essentially it's a story about this kid here named Gabriel, and he's trying to find his brother because he's in hiding because they're trying to find him, right? But right underneath this mural, and this is in the opening scenes of the movie, notice here too, 2026. We're on the doorstep of 2026. But underneath the mural, here's another big theme. The Phoenix. The Phoenix. Oh, I dragged it. Sorry, guys. The Phoenix will rise again, right? We've talked a lot about this already today with regards to Charlie Kirk. But the Phoenix is essentially kind of an incognito business that is part of the resistance, and it's called Phoenix Fire Systems, right? So we talked about the fires in Maui. We know all about the rising of the Phoenix. But this is kind of the stamp of the resistance in this totalitarian world. We've touched on Charlie quite a bit. Don't forget that Charlie Kirk's casket was back in Phoenix. Interesting, considering once again that they have the same birthday, Charlie Kirk and George Floyd, right? Another thing I thought was interesting is in one part of the movie, they have to go to Soldier Field in Chicago to try to take down the aliens, essentially. And to me, that's interesting because in the sports world, we talked a lot about how there was a big Queen ritual going on when the quarterback of the Vikings came in. He's also from Chicago, won the game in Chicago, etc. But look at this. During Gabriel's efforts to find his brother Rafe, he comes across a hooded man wearing a White Sox hat. Obviously, we're in Chicago, but what time are we living in now, guys? We're living in the time of the first U.S. Pope who is a White Sox fan. He's even worn the hat at the Vatican, right? These are just some screenshots of ultimately there was a big unity rally that took place during this movie. And I'm sorry, you guys, if I'm spoiling it for you, I'm just giving the spark notes. But a big unity rally here. Chicago prepares for that rally. There's a lot of Roman symbolism with this stadium. And I got to take a pause here for a second. If you guys don't know this, I'm kind of late to the game on this too. They're actually closing down this arena, and they're going to be moving it to Arlington Heights, where Charlie Kirk was born, which is way outside of the city. And this was decided back in 2023, I think it was. So,
hey, what happened to that George Zim dude, the first guy they thought did it? And you know, his name reminded me. Once I heard that, I'm like, damn, that reminds me of George Zimmerman. And then, boom, he disappears. You can't find much about him now.
Yeah, that was strange.
He was a war veteran. And he just got arrested for child P. I can't say the word. And he was on Call of Duty. He was like a top sniper on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how he was talking to the kids through the Call of Duty. But he was a sniper on Call of Duty. So
Perfect.
You can't make this up. I mean, you can't make it up. And I guess it's like hard to find much about him now. They said they're scrubbing the internet of him. Well, who knows? We all got different variations of the internet. If you understand coding and programming, it's just like a website, right? So you could take a website like Donut's website and clone 1,000 different versions of that website. This is where that whole dead internet theory comes in. And then each user that logs in has their own version of Donut's website. So they see a different version of his website. They can do that with Google, with Facebook, with the whole internet. And it changed around 2016 when we seen this big change with the internet. So I think it was to kind of keep people like us away from the mainstream that are real programmed. They don't want us coming in contact with them too much, as little as possible. Anyways, at least that's my theory on it.
Well,
sorry, go ahead, Donut.
We just crashed through 2,000 people. So please smash that like button and share the video out. I like to remind everybody to do this every time we pass through 1,000, and we just passed 2,000.
That's fantastic. Got a lot of eyeballs in this one. To Tommy's point, to Tommy's point, though, another reason, or I don't know, my particular reason why I feel that they use Soldier Field, besides the obvious of the George Floyd and the Charlie Kirk connections with Chicago. I lived in Chicago for about 3 years, and it's a pretty cool stadium. But you'll notice here on the outside architecture, this was the original stadium with that Roman architecture. And some people in the city call it like the spaceship arena because the new stadium was built inside the old one, as you guys can see here. And this movie is essentially about an alien invasion that has taken over the world through a surveillance state. We talked a bit about the Phoenix, right? So John Goodman plays essentially a guy who's trying to find Rafe, the leader of the Phoenix resistance. But we're going to segue here now to just some neck wound symbolism. I don't think it's a coincidence that, and we're going to segue into the worm symbolism. I thought it was interesting. We got into that earlier in this stream. But notice that Rafe, the moment he meets with his brother, he shows him a wound in his neck. And it has everything to do with getting essentially a worm or a bug out of him, because that's what the aliens end up doing to all of society. That way they can surveillance and track and monitor the humans.
We're tagging them.
There we go. Yep, exactly. They're tagging him, but ultimately what he has to do, or what the resistance has to do, is they have to go through their own operation to cut it out of, and apparently they always have to do it within the neck. And to Donut, to what you pointed out about the red hood. Well, as soon as I saw the red hood, this kid Gabriel, he wears this red hood practically the whole movie. And I just thought that was very interesting as we go back to what's been going on, or kind of what kicked a lot of this off in Charlotte with the red hood, right?
Yeah, and I was tying that into Mithra, not saying that's what it is at all. It just reminded me of the symbol of Mithra. I'll just show that real quick.
That was a great movie too. Cap, to say there's a lot of programming in this, but this whole ritual is connected to this alien situation. And Donut, I think we're getting real close, both you and AJ, to because look, guys, even if you're out there and you believe in aliens, that doesn't mean they can't do a fake alien invasion. You know what I'm saying? They could still do a fake alien invasion, use directed energy weapons, and clear out some.
Well, it's coming in December. The 33 billion ton ship.
Oh yeah. I don't know if it's coming in December, but listen, I'm going to tell you this. They're trying to build a smart grid, right? Smart cities. And when you would go into a city like, let's just say New York, you would have to go to each one of them people, see if they want to sell their property. Most of them are like, nah, I'm cool. I lived here forever. I'm not selling this. So what do? You got fires burning. You got floods happening. We know we control the weather through HARP. And then you have an alien invasion, which we are warned of. They come in, they use real directed energy, and boom, they blame it on the aliens. And now they come in and they build back better, the Great Reset. And that'll be, where they roll out the smart grid, the new smart city, the 15-minute cities, all the new world orders come together. The surveillance state rolls in. They've showed it to us in how many movies now? I mean, you got to be blind not to see what is coming. They're pretty much telling you in everything.
Yeah, I mean, this whole movie is about the surveillance state through aliens. And I mean, like, my favorite alien movie is probably Men in Black, and I love all the videos that Ani shares on his Instagram about Men in Black.
Shout out to Men in Black.
Yeah, he cracks me up.
It's a good one, but that one that you got there, AJ, is phenomenal.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Look at this one. So this is the main character, right? Gabriel P. Drummond. And of course, I had to take a look at his birthday. And they show a ton of different people that they're monitoring throughout this whole thing. And obviously different names and different birthdays. But the main character, besides Rafe, his older brother, notice that his birthday is May 29th, 2006. Well, that's interesting because that just so happens to be the same birthday as JFK. Right, going back to what Paranoid was saying about there's only been a handful of kind of public executions or assassinations, whatever you want to call them, that have happened. And George Floyd, honestly, is kind of one of those as well, if you think about it. He was taken away and died later, but you get my point.
Well, they're in their birthday being on the same day and that tied to the eclipse. I don't know if you guys touched on this, but it was 20 years apart, and the number 20 is death. So if no one touched on that,
October 14th is also the day that the head of the Jesuit order took office, too, the current one.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a big day.
Wow. It's a huge day. There's a lot of things that happened on that day, October 14th, if you look into it. Because we did a deep dive on it when the eclipse thing was happening, and Ani did just a phenomenal job on that whole eclipse that took place on October 14th. You still got that video up, Ani?
Yeah, I do, and I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, you did a great job on that video, bro. So you had a bunch of stuff on that eclipse. A lot of really good stuff that held up,
Yeah, that was a crazy time. I remember it was 4/8, like 48.
Yep.
And Arizona's the 48th state. How about that?
Simulated reality, guys. That's the number of simulated reality in Chaldean.
The only gematria connection I really had in here was there's this secret passcode, if you will. I mean, Donut, you were just talking about December, so I'd be curious what more this could mean. But I just took the simplicity of SRHDEC, aligning it with, what kind of lined up in the base ciphers. And sure enough, it's a match in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers with deaths. And that happens a lot in this movie. And then you have your 1381 equals 37L. That I'm not quite there yet as far as what.
That's a T. Oh no, it's a 7. You're right.
Yeah, it looks like a 37L. I want to say. I don't have anything else on that, but I did want to share this with the community that this was essentially the code that was passed from Gabriel, the younger brother, to Rafe, the older brother, in order for them to fulfill their plan, essentially to take down the surveillance state.
And they were like that JFK archetype. They were that type of archetype in the movie. They represented that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, good point. Absolutely. And then, like I mentioned earlier, showing these themes about the neck wounds, right? This neck wound actually came from, not from the aliens, but from him and his team, because they knew that they had to get this worm or this bug out of their system. And you guys can see right here, I'm trying not to make it too graphic, but there is a whole surgery scene where the people that are part of the resistance, they got to go in and get a makeshift surgery very close in the neck area. You guys can see how close it is up here to the ear. And then here's the worm, right, through the scope, where they got to dig in and find it. So I just thought it was very fitting with what
Illuminati worms.
Illuminati worms.
Yeah.
Can't get away from the Illuminati worms. Just a couple more slides here, really. There's a lot of Charlie references in this movie too, you guys, particularly related to children. So towards the end of the movie, we have another gentleman here who's staying away from his family because he's trying to get out for his family. And he says, I'm doing this for Charlie. I thought it was very interesting that they show the gold ring here too. And we know all about the conspiracies and the theories around why is his ring moving from his ring to his pinky, and it's a hinge ring and whatever. So I thought that was interesting. Another scene, they're trying to get out of the surveillance state here, and there's a man saying, you're making us late, Charlie. Would you just push the door? And the kid was just standing there. He won't open the door. But Tommy, were you going to say something?
I was just looking at something. So Charlie Kirk died on 9/10, right?
Reportedly.
Okay, reportedly. So I'm over here on occultdecode.com, my boy Paranoid site, and I'm looking at his date calculator because he's got the best date calculator. And I'm like, okay, I wonder 12/8. That's a big day. That's our next 128 day, right? And that's the day Leave the World Behind came out, which was the whole New World Order script. Guess how many days from Charlie Kirk's death until that day? 88 days.
Whoa.
Exactly. 88 days. And there was a huge Trump connection. I just put a video up on my Facebook Truth Mafia podcast. It went crazy viral about the Enough is Enough card. My boy Sheldon did a breakdown on it, and then I did a breakdown on it, and we mixed that video together, and it went like crazy viral. But did you guys see that? So on Charlie Kirk's YouTube channel, the last video is a video with Trump on it, and the title of it is Enough is Enough. And there was that Illuminati card game, Enough is Enough, and then Trump equals 88. And I'm not saying Trump had anything to do with it, but he was supposed to be Trump's boy. It's just all part of the script, guys. And from Wednesday, September 10th, 2025 to Monday, December 8th of 2025 is 88 days exactly.
Yeah, we touched on some of the 88s earlier. I mean, Charlie Kirk died 88 days after Trump's birthday. Trump equals 88. Cody, you touched on the 88 days coming after Charlie Kirk's next birthday.
The one thing I want to mention real fast too, the 128, 1 hour and 28 minutes is 88 minutes. So there's that connection as well.
Yep.
So
Yep.
The 128 is connected, and if you're looking at time wise, it's connected to the 88. And
lot.
What was you asking, AJ, about the 8? Yeah. So Kirk's birthday will be 8,800 days exactly after 9/11, and so it's really interesting. And what I will say is October is 8, right? Oct means 8, and this month, October 22nd, the guy from Back to the Future, Christopher Lloyd, the actor, he will start his 88th year of life, which means he turns 87. But when you turn 87, that means you're starting to progress into your 88th year of life. So if we think that in the movie, he says, once we hit 88 miles per hour, we're going to see some serious stuff. And that could be a clue as well.
Hey, I thank you for bringing that up, because I was thinking 12/8 was the next 128 day, and then you say October 28th, which is the anniversary of Matthew Perry, who also drowned it, and that's a 128 day because it's 1028 1028, and that's all connected to the towers collapsing too. It collapsed at 10:28 a.m. the bridge collapsed at 128. But listen to this, from 9/10/2025 to 10/28, October 28th, the anniversary of Matthew Perry is 47 days. And Trump is Mr. 47. So there's two numbers connected to Trump.
Well, time equals 47.
Right. And it's the whole 47-degree Masonic compass. I mean, what is it? I think tetragrammaton is 47. There's so much connected to that 47 code, but it's mainly all connected to Trump.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's why Trump was meeting with King Charles, like Cody pointed out earlier. And Donut, just so you know, I got like 2 slides left here, just to really wrap up the movie. I talked earlier about the Unity rally that took place in Soldier Field. Of course, they're going to span it and show the upside down pentagram, right? And notice that they call it the United State of America, one state, right? So it's no longer a United States. Want to emphasize that, but yeah, the pentagram obviously coinciding with the Church of Satan. And then here's my mic drop, you guys. This movie was directed by Rupert Wyatt, and sure enough, it was co-written by Erica Beanie. That's all I have for you guys. So I really do appreciate allowing me to share that with you guys. Make sure to check it out if you guys have some time.
Yeah, it's a great movie, guys. He ain't lying. It's a really good one. And there's so much programming in that movie. I remember when I first watched it, I was going to do a breakdown on it, and it kind of just slipped my mind because I do so many breakdowns, usually me and Paranoid American, but I've been kind of spinning them for a little bit. Sorry, Paranoid.
You're good, bro. With all things take time. And I think all the content that we're working on now is very evergreen, so there's no real time date on it.
Yeah, we got to get back into it, though, because there's a lot of new ones I want to do. Like, I want to do Alien Earth with you. I just didn't know if you were getting into that one yet. We got to get Ani on that one, too. Like, I'm really excited to break that one down.
My computer froze, so I got to exit out, and now I'm back.
We got to look into the 128 days, though, guys, connected to Charlie Kirk's situation, because so far there's 2 major connections to the 128 days. So I think there's going to be a lot of connections to that. And what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that 128 ritual is getting ready to happen, and we all know what that is. Shout out to the golden you-know-what gates. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I appreciate all y'all being here. Make sure to smash that like button, share the video out, and if you click the link in the description, you'll be able to subscribe to everybody on this podcast. You're going to want to do that right now. Appreciate all y'all for putting this together with it's good. It's good.
I appreciate
Thank you all
it,
for showing up, man. It's not easy to wrangle all these cats into one room and have a guided discussion. So thanks everyone for showing up. And thanks for rocking that badass shirt, Donut.
On my Paranoid American t-shirt. Thank you very much. And look out for a lot of videos. Tommy and I will be doing a stream tomorrow. And Sunday, I'll be doing a stream with Crowdsource the Truth. We're going to go over these different drones and whatnot at the memorial. Pretty crazy breakdowns to look forward to. And Ani, Cody, AJ, Tommy, Paranoid, you want to tell anybody what to look out for before we close out?
Sure. You guys can look out. I'm doing a big breakdown on my Patreon this week, patreon.com/THE_spiritual shade room. If you see the True Occult newspaper, you are on the right website, and we're going to be going into the Stephen King universe. I'm going to be connecting some more Charlie Kirk things, and I'm going to be covering some occult metaphysical subjects that's very important to pay attention to right now. And I appreciate you for having me on, Donut.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll pop in real quick. You can find a whole bunch of conspiracy theory and occult research that I've been working on for my entire life in comic book form. Me and Donut had the Illuminati comic book that we released last year that he's showing you right there. You can get that at illuminaticomic.com. You can also get a whole bunch of other titles. I got over 60 titles at paranoidamerican.com and a whole bunch of different podcasts. One in particular I've been working on is called Under the Docks with my homie Sean Chris from Kill the Mockingbirds. And we watch classic conspiracy documentaries, Loose Change. We watch Zeitgeist. We watch old Alex Jones videos. And we kind of do a quick recap and let you know how much it held up over the last 20 years. So if you like that kind of thing, I highly recommend Under the Docks.
Nice.
Want me to go now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the Under the Docks one, just want to say it's phenomenal. And Paranoid did amazing intro on that one, a little better than ours. I'm a little jealous, but it's pretty good. I watched a couple episodes. I liked it. That you guys got a good flow. You can check me out, guys, on my personal website is truthfultv.com. That's where I do all my gematria decodes. So if you want to get one done, you can get it done over there. Truthmafia.com. We got AJ, our boy Ball Don't Lie. He's got a channel coming out. It's supposed to be up already. So I'm going to fire someone here pretty soon. And yeah, man, that's it. Me and Donut tomorrow. Me and Paranoid will have some conspiracy cinemas coming out here pretty soon. And then me, AJ, I'm pretty sure Decoding with Cody and a bunch of other decoders are going to put together at least a bi-weekly, maybe a monthly show where we're all decoding. So we've been talking about that, and I'm really excited to do that because, AJ, you're amazing. Cody, Ani, we would love to have you on that, the OG.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tommy. I'm going to echo with what you just said. I'm very excited to be getting onboarded with the Truth Mafia family. So look out for me on that website soon. My name's AJ. I go by Ball Don't Lie, 3 L's in Ball, on Instagram as well as on YouTube. You guys can just click the accounts tab on YouTube and just make sure to put the @ Ball Don't Lie, 3 L's in Ball. I also have 10 books I've written. You can see the big one right behind me. But also the other 9 are small mini books that I've written over the last 5 years or so. You guys can find those for purchase on my Patreon. However, if you guys would like them for free, I'm more than happy to email them to you at wordplaybook, 3 O's in book, @gmail.com. And lastly, I'll say Cody and I, you guys can find us every week on Tuesdays with Rambo in our weekly podcast show on my YouTube channel called Eye to Eye with AJ, Rambo, and Cody on YouTube. And that's every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Central. That would be 6 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. And thank you, Donut. Paranoid, it was great to see you. Ani, Tommy, Cody, you guys are the best. This was a blast.
Thank you.
And yeah, so I guess I'm last. I'll just echo what
Save
everyone
the
else.
best for last.
Oh, I don't know
Of
about that,
course.
but well, I appreciate you guys, and really, it was a great stream, and everyone who's also in the chat been listening. You guys can find me mainly on YouTube. That's where I spend my time pumping out decodes almost every day, especially this week. So that's where I spend a lot of my time, and I'll have more decodes tomorrow. Specifically, I think I'm going to be putting a decode together about the blackout symbolism that I see coming with this Charlie thing, because there is definitely some symbolism. So yeah, I just appreciate you, Donut, and everyone else here on this this chat, and look forward to very many more.
Thank you. Well,
Thank
you. Much love, everybody.
Thank you, Donut, for having me on too tonight, brother. And Cody, I just want to tell you, bud, before I go, you're doing an amazing job. Your slides are phenomenal, and keep it up, man. Because I watch all your stuff, and you're doing really good, bro.
Hey man, I appreciate that. I'm really hard at work over here. Every day I'm putting this is my job. This is my passion, and I appreciate that. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I love
you.
all you guys.
Much love and God bless y'all.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace out, guys.